Hello, my name is Chasey Poo, and today I'm going to be talking about queer identity and what it means to lose that identity once you transition, and how to gain it back. I am talking about this towards my personal life experience. Before coming out, I was a lesbian, and I dated lesbians, and that's how I liked it, because I was a woman, but I never felt right, so I transitioned. Blah blah, long story. My coming out story has been on 12 different channels, so watch that if you'd like. But I had a really hard time letting go of that queer identity, of that lesbian identity, because I had identified as a lesbian for such a long time before coming out as trans that honestly, I feel like it delayed my transition a couple of years because I was just so scared to lose the community that I had attached myself to, and I just didn't know what to do. And I wanted to make this video because I've had so many questions about this, and I thought it would be great to just talk about it and maybe give you some tips. So obviously, if you've watched my videos over the last, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, I've identified as a lesbian before transitioning. While I was on T for my first year, I kind of I don't really know what I am. I like women that said I didn't categorize myself as straight, as anything. And then when I went off of T, I made this dramatic statement that I was reclaiming my lesbian identity, and all these people thought I was detransitioning and all of this shit. We're past that. That literally 2 weeks was after 2 weeks of being reclaiming my lesbian identity, I was yeah, no, this is not happening. I'm a man. I date women. That's it. So after realizing how ridiculous it was for me to identify as a lesbian, even though I was identifying as male, I mean, if that's how you identify, whatever. For me, I just realized to myself that if I want to date women who are lesbians, I can't be a man, or I need to find lesbians who date men or bisexuals or pansexuals. So for a while I was yeah, sure, I'm pansexual, just kind of flowing in the fields of flowers with the other pansexuals, and just kind of sure, I just go with the flow. I'm kind of attracted to men, yeah, women, that's fine. I still felt like I looked straight in society, and there's nothing wrong with looking like a straight, cis, heteronormative man, but to me, being a lesbian for such a long time and then having this the most every single privilege ever, I didn't like it. I'm uncomfortable with that idea for myself, and I didn't like how people saw me. So I kind of started identifying as queer, and that was thanks to my now partner Zuzia, who identified herself as queer as well. And I really like that label because there's no one definition of queer. I can literally bring out the Rutledge Queer Studies Reader and trans. I have 27 books here that can give you a different definition of queer, and that's why I like it, because even academia talks about how there's not one definition, and now everybody interprets it differently. And now you should never put the word queer on anyone else unless they identify themselves as that way. And that's why I like it, because some people think it's a slur, some people don't think it's a negative word for themselves, and that's okay. But for myself, queer does really encompass everything that I am and who I am, and that's why I love it so much. For me, finally finding a label that represented me, just like how I found out that I was trans, I just started crying. I was so happy when I found out that queer as a label could be attached to me and everything that I am. Something clicked. So for me, that queer identity, I was able to not mess with the gender binary, but kind of flip tables on some people's visions of what they assume to be straight men who act very feminine, but then say they're queer, but then say they have a girlfriend. You have no idea what I'm talking about, because in your head, men who act the way that I do are gay. And the second I say I have a girlfriend, you do those scrunchy eyebrows where you don't understand what's going on. Then I'm and they ask, oh, are you gay? Aren't you gay? I'm no, I'm queer. And then they're they get even more confused. They don't understand what's going on, and that's why I love it. I feel like my queer identity is reconstructed into a better form, and that form of who I am, because I'm reconstructed into the better form of who I am. What's also helped me, I don't flamboyantly do my arms or anything stereotypically gay that I and myself, I literally wear the same clothes I've been wearing. That's me. I do me. I wear tight skinny jeans because that's me. I don't care if I have a big butt, deal with it. I wear v-necks, I wear shirts and shit like that. I wear my hair the same way. It's just the way that I talk about things. I'm not going to change my mannerisms and behavior just to make society comfortable. I am going to be who I am, and who I am is talking about musicals. Hello, I have like a Rent tattoo and fucking cat tattoos. You know, I understand why people think I'm gay, but like, come on, society. Like, you need to understand that people aren't all the same. So for me, that's like really, really, really helped me. Just finally being myself. Like, who'da thunk it? Being myself would help me regain my queer identity, where I tried so hard to be so masculine before when I wasn't. When I was like so scared of losing that queer identity. It's like a very funny paradox to me. What's also really helped me is piercings. Now, I've talked about this with one of my other friends before, and he never realized it. But I do believe that piercings kind of give a queer edge to a lot of people. I'm not saying every single person on this planet who has piercings is queer, but I'm saying from a lot of different perspectives that I've heard from like cis women, cis men, trans women, just everybody on the spectrum, piercings kind of give you that like that approachability. I'm way more comfortable speaking to somebody who's had body modifications because they've modified their body in an image that they want. And I've done that too with my tattoos. Honestly, you're gonna think I'm ridiculous when I say this, but my body doesn't feel complete and doesn't feel 100% mine until I have a half sleeve covered in cats. How fucking ridiculous does that sound to you? I understand that you might think that that's ridiculous, but that's how I feel. I view my body as having ink on this part of my body here, and as having ink other places, and of things that I love and that I cherish at this time in my youth. Because no matter how old I am, and if I regret this fucking Rent tattoo, or this cat tattoo, or Harry Potter tattoo, or America on my leg, I'll know that at this moment, this time in my youth, that's what I loved. And then I'll be able to reminisce on all the times. And I think that that's great. Side note, people who have body modifications to me are much more easier to approach. They're approachable to me because I have piercings and body modifications and stuff like that. And to me, I'm more comfortable speaking to a guy who has plugs, who has a septum, maybe a lip piercing, an eyebrow piercing, maybe some tattoos on his neck, and a beard, or like some facial hair, and a mohawk. Then I'm more comfortable talking to that guy than I'm talking to like maybe a guy who's like a cis guy with a suit. And I guess like a lot of people can feel that way as well, or maybe you don't feel that way, but that's just who I am. Like that's how I see it. And to me, having piercings, like I'm looking at myself right now, like my thing is right there. Like I have this, I have here, I used to have like snake bites, I used to have my eyebrow, I had my belly button back then, and I have my ears stretched, so I have plugs, 00 if you're asking. And to me, that gives me my queer edge, and that's how I feel. I'm saying that this is my queer visibility, and I live through it every single day, and I'm comfortable walking down the street as who I am. And if you find your own way to keep that queer visibility, then that's great. And I know plenty of people who might have it opposite. So a woman who is with a man, and they're together, so they look straight, and to society, of course, and then she transitions. So now they're a gay couple, and that might be hard on both of them because they're not used to that lifestyle or that label that's placed onto them by society. So that can also be hard, so maybe you're trying to lose that queer visibility. And I say queer, like I said, I'm not labeling it out to anybody else, I'm saying it towards my life. That's it, that's all I had to say. So for me, piercings is a very big identifier for me of who I can trust, who's one of us. No, but seriously, like I'm more comfortable. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I have this weird thing. I just thought I'd express my feelings, and of course Skelly up in here just says hi. Alright, I hope you guys have a great week, and if you have any video topics for me, let me know. Bye!